Alright guys, so I want to explain here the structure charts that we have been looking at in the readings, and just to provide you with a little more insight on what they are and how they work. So we're trying to use structure charts just to divide one particular problem like this. Well, that's kind of big. Wait. A problem like this to calculate the average. And when we design the solution, we divide the problem into three main parts. So first, we're going to ask the user to enter the numbers. And from that module or that part of the program, we're going to provide to the main program two numbers. Then those two numbers are going to be passed as a parameter to the function calculate average. This calculate average is going to process that information and produce some output, which is going to be the average, and is going to give it back to the main program. And the main program is going to provide that average as a parameter to the output module. So if we look at the code here, I also made a video for this code that you're going to see as a link in BNDES Online. Then you can see that I have defined here the first module, which is input numbers. As you can see, input numbers receives no parameters, that's why you don't see an incoming arrow here, right? There is no incoming arrow because I am not receiving any information from the main program. And then what I do is just I ask the user for the numbers, I create an array, and then I have the two numbers, and I store those in the numbers array. And that's how I return. This return numbers is what you have here. This is, we could say that this is the numbers array, right? That variable is then passed as a parameter to calculate average, and this calculate average processes that information by calculating this average, and then it returns the result as an output, which is the 6.5. And then this module called there is a mistake here. This is not input numbers, this is output average. This module receives the average as a parameter here, and then just prints that to the user, right? So if you look at the whole solution, this is the average. I am first calling the first module, which is input numbers, right? Then calling the second module, and then calling the third. And the result from the first goes into the second, and the result from the second goes into the third. All right, so I hope that makes clear how one solution that we designed here in structure chart provides us with information on how we're going to use the different modules and how they're going to interact through different returning values, right? And parameters. That's the main thing. I mean, that's how they interact. And those are the ones you can see here. This is the output or the returning value of this module, and is used as a parameter for the second. And this one is the result from this module and is used as a parameter for the third. Okay. All right, guys. So I hope this makes it a lot easier for you to understand how to implement a solution from the structure chart into Python. We're going to try to work on those the next week. All right, have a nice weekend. Bye-bye.